No matter how strong you think you are, Thragg is stronger. No matter how strong you think you are, Thragg is stronger. As someone that hasn't read the comics, I believe Nolan, but I didn't think the difference would be that crazy. But boy, was I wrong. As the team arrives at Viltrum, they realize Thragg and the remaining of the Viltrumites were waiting for them, and the fight starts. The granny goes after Thaddeus. But wait, how the hell is she still alive? Anyway, Anissa goes after Nolan, Mark fights Lucan, and Oliver fights some randos. White Tech Jacket uses the bug virus on some Viltrumites before Allen punches his head clean out. Shout out to Battle Beast. He said his blood would be his last meal as he tasted before falling to a stronger opponent. Throughout the entire fight, he was just so happy to be there. Bro is just here for the love of the game and you love to see it. I can't understand why Nolan is struggling against Anissa. Since one Nolan wouldn't struggle this way.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Through all this, Thragg was just aura farming and watch everyone around him fight. We get it, bro. We can see your fade. When Space Racer arrived and fired his Infinity Ray, that brother didn't even flinch. His aura is just on another level and he hasn't even done anything yet. Space Racer arrived with those dinosaur creatures that Nolan and Allen struggled against, and they were packing Viltrum at left and right, giving Nolan the opportunity to approach Thragg. Now what happens when an unstoppable force meets a very movable object? You get this. As Nolan was flying straight for Thragg, he sidesteps him before punching Nolan so hard that he crashed into the planet like a freaking meteor. Thragg and Nolan then yap for a bit with Thragg offering him forgiveness, but Nolan refuses, and what happens next is somehow worse than what just happened. Thragg winds up, sucking in the air around him before giving Nolan the nastiest uppercut you have ever seen in your life, sending him back to space. You would think after seeing his father get his shit rocked across space, that would stop Oliver from approaching Thragg, but like we all know, it didn't.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Thragg catches his punch and breaks his fingers, and now Oliver decides to run away. But Thragg drags him back, and from the look on his face, he knew it was over for him. As Thragg punches his jaw clean off while removing his hands from his body. That brother ain't speaking for a couple of months. After Mark sees this, he goes after Thragg, letting everyone know he killed Conquest, and every Viltrumite left was shocked to hear this, but Thragg just said, "Show me." Mark tries to punch Thragg, but Thragg just stops his punch with his head.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
I would have made a "this nigga is trash" joke, but I can't even do that. Thragg is just on another level. No wonder Conquest was shitting bricks at the sight of him. Mark goes after him again, only to get bitch slapped this time.
2,000 years later.
Nolan finally recovers from the punch Thragg gave him and realizes what he needs to do. So he grabs Mark, Thaddeus and Space Racer and heads for Viltrum. Space Racer then fires his gun into the core of the planet as Mark, Nolan and Thaddeus, 3 different generations of Viltrumites, flying through the core of the planet and destroy Viltrum once and for all. To say this pissed off Thragg would be an understatement. Now question, what do you do when you see a maniac that doesn't show too many emotions start crying? You run, yes, you run, but Thaddeus, Nolan and Mark decides to square off with Thragg for some reason. Then Thragg removes Thaddeus' ears without breaking a sweat, avenging his emperor.
There's no way, say you swear to God!
If Conquest is a demon, then Thragg is the devil himself, because what he proceeds to do to Nolan and Mark. Oh my god. Thragg goes after Nolan, landing hit after hit on his head, and Mark tries to save his father, but it was more belt to ask for them. Before Mark could recover from the last hit, Thragg breaks Nolan's hand and goes after Mark, and that boy Mark was running for his life. He realized he was quite invincible. You know those dreams you have when you are trying to run away faster, but you just can't run faster? That's how it was for Mark. He was flying away as fast as he could, but Thragg still caught him. As he was about to kill Mark, Nolan comes back out of nowhere for the save. Mark then asks his father how they can win this fight, and from the look on Nolan's face, he knew that was not possible. Thragg finally decides he has had enough of this and pulls out the Viltrumite's ultimate move as he punches straight through Nolan's stomach. Thragg was about to kill Mark too, but stops himself. One thing about Thragg is he might be a psycho, but he really does care about Viltrumites, and as he sees that their numbers have reduced massively, he decides to let them go. The remaining Viltrumites withdraw and seek refuge on Earth as the Coalition recovers Mark, Nolan and Oliver's bodies, ending the episode. Thragg definitely lived up to the hype. Excellent fade, excellent feats, and proper belt to ass to everybody. I heard he wasn't doing all this in the comics, but let's see what he was doing in the comics. Oh. Yeah, good thing he wasn't doing all this. Well, that's all for today, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.